Hello, my name is Sakura Koretsune. I'm from Hiroshima, Japan, and I have been in Norway since October 2022. And I am a guest researcher and artist in residence for the Whales of Power project in ICOS of University of Oslo. Now I'm here in Oslo by the water, and this kind of scenery reminds me of my hometown. I was always close to the ocean. I was born and raised on an island called Kurahashi Island. So as a child growing up on an island, I always liked to going for beach combing, finding sea grasses and driftwoods, and I liked to create my own sculptures from objects I found on the beach. So I think the growing up by the ocean formed my interest in creating art. After graduating from a high school in Japan, I went to University of Alaska in Fairbanks to study native art of Alaska, and I took many courses in wood carving, and I learned how to tan animal skins and sewing, embroidery, many different techniques in native art of Alaska. As I spent a lot of time in the villages where whale hunting is conducted, I was so impressed how closely the people are connected to the whales and the wild animals and the ocean. So I began to collect stories of whales around the world. And I also published a small booklet including the stories of whales and my embroidery as illustrations. This is my project named Ordinary Whales. I find there are stories that are already lost or forgotten, and some sceneries people can no longer see. But I think by representing the stories I hear from people through in my artworks, I think I can reconnect our memories and experience together and keep the stories alive in form of my artwork. In Japan, traditionally, the Japanese fishermen avoided calling the actual names of some creatures, such as whales and snakes and sardines. This is because calling the real names of these beings are considered to cause misfortunes for them, so that the Japanese fishermen used to use aliases, the other names of the creatures. So thinking of the relation between humans and other creatures, I found that sometimes humans avoided direct communication with other beings, and sometimes that was because of the fear of making other creatures angry, or the fear of acting impolite or inappropriate to higher beings. There are beings of intermediaries or mediators, or you could say agencies, that would help humans to communicate with other creatures or the nature itself. Such beings often appear when some special communication is needed, and they may take forms of imaginary monster like half fish and half human, or in some cultures it is believed that the other animals would transform into other forms, and then they would communicate with humans. Or in some cultures, some animals act as messengers of higher beings. So in the spring of this year, 2023, I traveled to Toranoi in Hamarøy in the northern Norway, where I studied the history and ongoing whaling in the area, and also local people's experience of encounters with killer whales and some other whales. The people in Toranoi area were very proud of the clean water that is home to various kinds of fish, sea urchin, clams, and seaweed and algae. And people also use the seaweed and algae as fertilizer for growing potatoes. I thought it is also interesting, like making connection between the land and sea. I began to wonder how I could find my mediators in the environment I'm new to. And some people in the area taught me which kind of seaweed and algae they are eating. After picking some edible seaweed and algae and eating them by myself, I started to feel very strong tie between myself and the sea in the area. It is as if the sea became part of me. So I began to think the local seaweed and algae as a mediator for me to connect to the environment in the area. I created an animation film focusing on the seaweed and algae as character, and also sculptures made of fish skin as my attempt to find mediators between me and the ocean. As my artistic intervention to the exhibition control, I'm exploring the idea of mediator to interpret or better understand what's going on in the nature, and to better understand the animals that are outside of humans' control.